Hello everyone, and welcome to this video on getting ready for college level music study. First, this overview, and then we'll get into some more particulars. It is spring, although it doesn't look like it or feel like it, and audition season is over. And we've now accepted our incoming class of music majors for fall 2019, and I think most other schools have. And so out there's a group of students who now know that they're going to music school but are still in high school. And so these videos are about making that transition and using this time well for what's coming up. First transition that you have to make is music may have been somewhat of an extracurricular in high school. It was the thing you did after you got all the curricular stuff done. And the transition is from being extracurricular to being the most curricular thing in your life, where your practice time is more important than studying math. It is more central to the reason that you were in college. And so you actually have to have the discipline of putting in your hours at the piano before you go and write your English paper, before you go and do your math homework. Yes, it's all important. You have to do well in everything. But if you ace math and English and biology and everything else, and you get 75 or 80% in English, what are you doing with your time? So music becomes the most curricular thing in your life, and the practice time is the commodity. It is the most precious thing. It is the easiest thing to squander. It's really like money. You need it, you need to save it, and you have to watch out that it doesn't fall out of your pocket. More on that in a moment. Secondly, you may be increasing the number of hours that you practice. I certainly did. When I went from high school to college, I would practice, if I was lucky, an hour or two a day in high school, because I didn't really know what I was doing. Then I heard we were supposed to practice 3 hours a day in school. Almost immediately when I got there, I upped it to 4. By the time I graduated, I was doing more like 6, and then grad school, for a while, 8 hours a day. I don't recommend that for everybody. You need to prepare for this transition because it's a matter of concentration. It is a matter of endurance, not physical endurance if you're playing the piano in a technically healthy way, but certainly mental endurance and concentration, discipline and focus. Remember that you're going to be at the piano for several hours in addition to the amount of time you spend in class, in lessons, in rehearsals, and also studying for theory and history, as well as, I hope, having a little time to hang out with your friends. So you're going to be around music a lot, and you need to prepare and be disciplined for that. Which leads to time management. I don't know where you're going to school, but here, this place is a ridiculous smorgasbord of fun, cool things to do. And one of the things they do in the fall, just out here outside my window, they bring in these giant inflatable bouncy houses, and I think there's a slide, and I don't know, it's like a carnival out there. Super fun, and everybody gets free ice cream, yay, and there's music playing, and those inflatable guys with the arms that do that thing. All of that is fun to start the year, but it also sends the wrong message about why you're here and what you're going to do here. I call this getting squirrelled, the way the dog is distracted by a squirrel. When you get to a place and you get too involved in too many things and you don't end up saving the time to be good at music. So beware of getting squirreled. Don't join every club. Don't join every interest group. Don't try out for the school play. Don't. Until you are solidly on your feet doing the thing that you're there to do. Then maybe consider one other thing. Next, you're going to want to organize your personal stuff, your personal professional stuff. Where are your scores? What shape are they in? How do you keep them? Do you have a library? Do you have a bookcase? Do you have a crate? Are they all on your computer? Are they on your iPad? Or is it just a terrible pile of mess? Get organized like a professional because you're in professional training. You will need at minimum a metronome, a recording device, and a notation app. Metronome, of course, you can get them on your phone, no problem. Recording device, also you can. Here on this phone, this is just a regular phone, but I have a good microphone attachment that goes in the little power plug so that it doesn't sound like a terrible phone recording when I record myself. And students don't record and critique their own playing nearly enough. You know, it's like looking in the mirror when you get dressed in the morning. It'll save you some time, and you won't have to wait for someone else to tell you you look ridiculous and you should make another plan. I want to know if I sound ridiculous before anybody else hears me. That's why I record. Same reason we have mirrors in the house. Also a notation app, which I don't think is really practical on phones as of yet. That's more of a laptop thing. You will need a notation program to create professional looking scores. At minimum for theory class, but hopefully you will be writing as well. So these are some ideas about preparing. I have one more, and this comes out of the last few weeks of talking to students who are auditioning. Not everybody takes advantage of the opportunities they have in high school at home. In particular, sometimes there's someone from a very small town where there are not very many opportunities, or their educational situation doesn't bring them in contact with a lot of other people, and they're learning alone, maybe off the internet and just from one teacher. That's not good. Get involved and take advantage of the resources you have in your community. If there is a student orchestra, a student choir, if there's something you can accompany, definitely get involved. I realized that over the years that I was in all those choirs, I was learning voice leading by singing baritone and tenor lines. I was getting a whole education in harmony and didn't even realize it. And there are real deficiencies and gaps in students who are not involved. So you definitely want to do that. So over the next few parts, we're going to get down into details about more specifics on how you can be ready for college level music study. Until then, see you later. Ciao.